What's up, guys? Week 11, and I'm right again. Jayden Daniels is a bust. No, I'm just kidding. One game does not a bust make, and 2 games in a row does not necessarily a bust make, and 3 games in a row probably still isn't necessarily always a bust, but it's not looking good for Jayden Daniels. And it's not looking good for the same reasons that I said it wouldn't. Processing, accuracy, pocket awareness. They're just not there. And the running hasn't been there this year either, which is actually very surprising. I thought he'd be a better runner than this. I know a lot of you guys aren't going to stick around to the end of the video to see my summary of the game, but I gave it an F. And if you think I'm biased, if you think I'm hating, point to the plays where I'm wrong. Go find where you think I'm wrong or biased or I'm holding something against Jayden that's not fair and say, here's how I would have graded that play. And we can talk about it civilly, like adults. That's why I make these videos. All right, enough gap. Let's just get right to the film. Commanders are going to get this game going with a 3 and out, and here's how it happens. First down, quick little screen, right? Like, yeah, there were slants attached, but Jayden's first look was to that flat. Not quite a screen, effectively a screen. Third down, pass breakup. Bad throw. Now, Zach Bond makes an awesome play here, and I don't want to take away from that, but I'm going to show you on the tight copy why this is a bad throw anyway. Also, quickly, top of the drop, this is really Daniels' only great option. Now, you can see at the bottom of the screen, there's a streak or a wheel route. It's a wheel route because it's Eckler. That's about to come wide open, but I understand on third down not wanting to risk it, though Daniels had a pretty clean pocket. But again, as you can see, receiver's not open, and ball's really poorly placed. Let's check the tight copy, and you'll see what I mean about the placement. Right, you see Bond dropping in coverage with Noah Brown, and the ball's just behind. And I understand it has to be kind of behind because you're trying to fit it in a tight window, but one, that's why you throw the ball earlier, right? Throw the ball now. It needs to be out now, not starting now, right? And rather than putting it on the back shoulder, put it on the front knee and let Noah Brown slide, to protect him from Blankenship over the top. Next drive. Play action, everything's wide open. Nice little design dump off, right? This is a staple of the Cliff Kingsbury offense. You're going to have everybody running deep, and if nobody gets open very deep, you just check it down to the running back who's not covered. It's brilliant design. It requires no thought. It requires no arm talent. It does require Austin Eckler being a beast. Routine throw. But notice, so far in this game, Jayden Daniels has 3 passes, 1 beyond the line of scrimmage, incomplete, bad throw. But this ball, thrown to the 40-yard line, gets taken all the way down to the opposite 30. That's a 35-yard gain on a pass that every high school quarterback makes frequently. Next drive. This is another 3 and out, and this one's squarely Jayden Daniels' fault, right? So 1-2, top of his drop, slant is open. Throw the slant. He doesn't. He's panicked about Zach Bond. Zach Bond already stole his lunch one time. He doesn't want it to happen again. Fine. If you don't want to throw this slant here, then you at least have this curl here. And it's first down, so everything is open to you. Any gain is a good gain. But if you don't want to throw either of those, you've got a convoy here, right? So just throw it out to your running back and let him get some yards after the catch. Daniels is going to take too long, panic too much, and suddenly his convoy has fallen apart because the backs have gotten distant from each other, right? And then the up back, I believe that's Robinson, takes off. He's no longer blocking like he was earlier. And now Eckler is alone with 2 defenders on him. So that play is a bad play on Daniels' part because he's not processing, right? Ball should be out at the latest right here. Get the ball to Eckler. Robinson's ahead of him. He'll lead block and get a block on DeJean. Now all Eckler has to do is make Darius Slay miss, and he's got a gigantic gain. Instead, Daniels does all this. And once again, just want to reiterate, McLaurin's open. Throw the slant. Ertz is open. Throw the curl. It's tight windows. It's middle of field. These are the things that Daniels struggles with, but they were there. This hesitation is why I compared him to Justin Fields coming out. He's slow to see things, and when he does see them, he has that beat of, should I? Here, third down. Now, I understand that you don't want to throw the ball to Eckler just yet, but there is literally nobody on him, right? Austin Eckler has already proven in this game he's excellent in space, and he's at the 8-yard line. They need to get to the 10-yard or the 15-yard line. That's 7 yards, and the nearest dude is at the 20-yard line, which means that Eckler almost certainly has the first down. Daniel doesn't want it. Whatever. He creates pressure where there really isn't any, running around in the pocket. He has plenty of time to stop and set up. He's got multiple extra protectors who can stop and set up to give him a new pocket. He's also got not one, but 2 completely wide open, busted coverage receivers. And you know, that's a tougher throw, the third one. Don't hold that against him. But right in front of your face, 5 yards away, with an opportunity to easily get the first down and extend the drive, that's a failure on the quarterback's part. Run it from the beginning one more time so you can see the whole thing, but this is what I mean when I say that Jayden Daniels is a poor processor and, frankly, not a very good runner. I'll show you the tight copy so you can see basically what he was looking at, but despite having really good foot speed, Jayden Daniels doesn't have good vision, and he gets very cocky as a runner, and therefore he's not been efficient in the NFL as a runner. He's had a couple big runs, but nothing to write home about. Certainly not the Michael Vick on steroids that people were talking about in the draft process. As you can see here, Eckler, wide open. Daniels never even looks at him, never takes his eyes up. As soon as Daniels decides to run, he's a runner, and we saw that in college. It was something like 40% of the time, if Daniels moved in the pocket at all, he ran, and that's unheard of, right? He never picked his eyes up after getting reset and made a read through the ball. He was not a passer, despite being a passing quarterback. And I will say, Jayden Daniels is a passer rather than a runner. He's just not good enough at running to be a runner. Here, top of his drop. First down, as you can see on the marker at the top of the screen. You've got a wide open running back. Again, not covered because this is deep cover 3 zone. You've got a tight end in the middle of the field on a curl, wide open. Daniels is dancing around. Excellent, excellent protection. Tons of time. Open receivers. First down. Everything's on the table. And he takes a ridiculously bad sack. We'll watch it again from the beginning. Here's where the ball needs to be out. 1, 2, 3. 3 extra seconds he takes. A sack as well. That is completely and squarely on him, and I won't even give him points for pocket manipulation because he didn't actually make anybody miss. Okay, again, second down and long now, but that is your fault. Here's the top of his drop, and he already gets moved off the spot. There are open receivers, but as we mentioned, once he gets moved off the spot, he does not look to pass. He exclusively looks to run, right? 1, 2. Right here is the top of his drop. Who's open? Well, it's a bad play call just because nobody's going to get you a ton of yardage. But the tight end is wide open in the middle of the field. Throw him the ball. I understand a rookie, an explosive rookie nonetheless, like Jayden Daniels wanting to throw something bigger, but this play doesn't call for anything bigger. So hit your tight end, get your 5-6 yards back, and, try 3rd and 8. He doesn't, and because he is indecisive, pressure gets home, and it's a little quicker than usual, but he had plenty of time. And then instead of moving off of his spot and right here getting the ball out to his running back because he does have the time and his running back is open for at least a gain of 3 or 4 yards, he tries to run again. That's another bad sack that is squarely on Jayden Daniels. Now, I will give him a plus pocket movement because that pressure got home quickly and he did make somebody miss. But that is a processing problem. And here we're back to the Cliff Kingsbury screens because they don't trust Jayden Daniels to operate after the snap in the pocket. Once again, this looks kind of like a play, but it's not. It's a screen. It was always designed to be a rollout tunnel screen, right? Look at Daniels' head. He never looks off the running back. If you're looking at the running back within a half second of getting the snap, it was a screen to begin with. little motion. You know you've got zone, but you're playing Vic Fangio, so you should already know you have zone. And Daniels gets it out to the running back. This one's not a screen on purpose. This is just Daniels not liking what he sees. And that's not right because he's got everybody open, right? Dyami Brown is open on the curl at the sticks at the bottom of the screen. It's second down. You'd love to get to third and short or, God forbid, a first down. Your tight end is open once again. The middle of the field's always open in this Cliff Kingsbury scheme. And Jayden Daniels just doesn't throw to the middle of the field. But, alas, it's a routine throw. However, you can see the cracks. You can see the flaws in his game. The mental part is just not there. Now here, when it's his first read and he doesn't look at anything else, he can throw the curl outside a little bit down the field. But it's still kind of a missed opportunity because check it out. Look at Terry McLaurin running that corner. He's about to be wide open. Now, it's a little bit of screenshot review because you don't know what Quinyon Mitchell's going to do, but that's a play where a really good quarterback uses his eyes, stares at Zach Ertz, pulls Quinyon Mitchell into him, and then throws the corner right over his head for 15 yards to his wide receiver 1. Routine throw, but the mental aspect is just not there. And the running aspect is just not there. Like, this is a designed boot. It's a sprint out, actually. Right? I think that Daniels cuts it upfield a little too early here, right? He's supposed to get further to the sideline. But again, Dyami Brown, wide open. Wide open in the middle of the field. So that's the play. But when Daniels' eyes come down, he is a runner. And you would figure that like a guy who's known for his rushing ability and often compared to Lamar Jackson can turn this into a 10-yard run. You've got a nice corridor here. Nobody's stopping you until the 40-yard line. Like, I expect him to at least get here to this. Expect him to at least get to, like, the 45. And instead, falls short. We'll call it a neutral run because he didn't lose yardage, but it's a missed opportunity. Didn't throw to Dyami Brown. And it's not a very good run. Like, it's not impressive. That's what I would expect any quarterback to get. And then this throw is just abysmal. You can't see it as much from the wide copy, so I've included the tight. But Noah Brown's open. The pocket is extremely clean. This is just terrible accuracy, right? Nobody even close to him. Tons of time. Open receiver. Puts it below his feet. Terrible ball. That's not processing. That's not play calling. It's not a drop. It's not the receiver failing to get open. It's Jayden Daniels not making the easiest throw of the game. And that is Austin Ekeler not making the easiest catch of the game. Right, like the ball is on target. It's one cornerback to beat for Ekeler to get the first down. It's a well-designed play. It's a drop. That's an accurate throw by Daniels, and he should not be penalized for it whatsoever. It's exactly the same play as this, really, which is another routine throw. Ekeler saved Jayden Daniels' stat line in this game with all of the yak he got on dump-offs. This is a bad throw. I'll show you the tight copy so you can actually see the placement. It's not catchable. Like, you got a diving receiver. I wish that it was a little bit wider, this copy, but I guess that's why they call it the tight copy. Slow it down, see if we get one frame with the ball placement. I mean, yeah, it's not close. It's a bad ball. And again, clean pocket, easy first read. Receiver ran the route, got open, just bad ball. Empty, 2 open receivers. There we go. Now that was dropped, but it's a good throw. It's against prevent defense at the end of the half, but it's a good throw. And we move to the second half. Back to old reliable Austin Ekeler with a routine throw. A lot of yards after the catch. At one point in the third quarter, the Commanders had 106 yards after the catch and only 103 yards passing, which shows you how inept Daniels was throwing past the line of scrimmage. Here, wide open receiver. It's a little bit of a messy mesh, right? Like, some things got bunched up and it's unfortunate, but this is a bad throw. Once again, like, the play didn't get executed the way it should have, but there was still an open receiver who was expecting a ball to be near his hands, and it was near a linebacker's feet. Bad throw. Not quite pickable. Even Zach Bond can't hacky sack the ball up consistently for an interception, but bad. All right, Play action. This is a pass play. You've got kind of what you want. You want on this play to be able to loft the ball over this array of linebackers and into the hands of that slot receiver. I believe it's McLaurin. But I understand it being fraught. So Daniels pulls it down and runs, and this is his first good run of the game. That's a good idea to run. I don't love the play design. Good job getting to the first down line. Positive run. For the first time today, the rushing quarterback, or at least that's what a lot of people considered him in college, gets a good run. And then here, this sack, this is just not his fault. Top of your drop, 1-2. Ball needs to be out right here. You have a curl at the sticks on third down. I understand. But the pressure gets home pretty damn quick. This is a pre-snap problem rather than a pocket awareness problem. If Daniels stays looking to his left like he should, he would have realized that Zach Ertz is open, like very open. But he doesn't. Let's diagram it real quick. So you're going to have Zach Ertz run this kind of like crooked curl here, and then you're going to have Terry McLaurin run a fade behind it. And so the idea is that Cliff Kingsbury knows this is the Eagles. They almost always play cover 4, especially on third down. So what does cover 4 mean? Well, in this case, it means on this half of the field, we're going to get the outside corner dropping back to the deepest receiver on that side of the field, and then you're going to naturally have your safeties playing the middle quarters of the field deep as well. What does that mean? It means that by Terry McLaurin running this fade, he's effectively taking this cornerback out of the play. And then because Zach Ertz's route is a little bit designer, his job is not actually to run to a spot and stop. It's to read this linebacker and then sit to the left of him, so towards the top of the screen. And because it's cover 4, you've only got 3 linebacker level defenders. One of them's the nickelback, but whatever. And that means that the linebacker, Zach Bond, here is going to be coming inside where I drew this circle, which means that naturally Ertz is going to just set up at the sticks on top of him. And Daniels knows all of this pre-snap. So really, he should be looking to his left from the get-go. And he should know, I'm not looking at McLaurin. He's not going to get open deep. I should be looking for Ertz. He will be curling at the sticks. If he's not open quickly, dump it off. Because the later this play goes, with a curl especially, the receiver's not moving. The linebacker is moving. So if the receiver's not moving, advantage defense. On any play involving a curl, you have to be quick and early with your decisions and throws. Otherwise, you bring the defense back into a play where you otherwise may have beat them. Let's run the film again. It happens just like I told you it would. Daniels gets sacked. Not entirely Daniels' fault, but kind of his fault. Here's a routine throw over the middle. Doesn't need any analysis. This is just a bad ball. Now, I understand Daniels is under some pressure. It's play action, and then you set up from play action the screen. It is a design screen. This is not a dump off. You can see by the offensive lineman. And yes, Brandon Graham is in the way a little bit, but it's not like a batted ball scenario, and Jayden Daniels can easily throw the ball around him. He just misses. It's not a good ball. You can see from the tight copy, this could have been a lot easier for him. Give him a plus pocket movement because he did have to alter his arm angle, but it's still an inaccurate throw. Bad ball. Here we go. This was Jayden Daniels' first good drive, and only good drive of the game, because I'm not counting that garbage time final drive where the Eagles did not care. This is a really good ball, right? 1-2. Reads his primary read, right? Ertz is his first. You can see it's the first guy he looks at, and he's wide open from the start. And Daniels is even careful putting it on his back shoulder to avoid Nakobe Dean having a play on the ball. That is a perfect executed play. It was an easy play, but he did it perfectly. Solid throw, good job. Play action, Terry McLaurin curl at the top. That's right on the cusp of being routine, but again, it's Jayden Daniels. I supposedly hate him. I am supposedly biased against him. We'll give him a solid. Fine. It's so securely an F performance that I don't care at all. One of 4 positive plays in the entire game. Here, routine throw, roll out, nobody on him. I believe this is the 4th down. Yes, it is. 4th down, motion. I'm not sure what the play was supposed to be because Daniels fumbles the snap and fucks everything up. Right? It's impossible for me to tell. I think it's a run play. I can't tell if it was supposed to be a keeper or if it was supposed to go to Robinson. Either way, Daniels does a really nice job of avoiding Jalen Carter. Now, a large part of the reason that Jalen Carter is able to make the play is because Jayden Daniels fumbles the snap and I think messes up the handoff. No, because you see, you got a pulling guard on that right tackle. So I think this was supposed to be a keeper for Daniels. So, fumbles the snap. No, because you've also got a puller there. I think it's a read option, right? You've got your tight end whamming, and you've got your right guard whamming, but then you've got your right tackle pulling. I think it's an option. I think it's a keeper or a handoff, depending on what's given. And I think that if Daniels had an extra second because he didn't fumble right here, he would have seen, oh, there's a much bigger gap to the left than there is to the right. I will hand the ball off. But, c'est la vie. We live in the moment that we have. Good job avoiding the tackle of Jalen Carter. That's a plus pocket movement, even though it's not a pocket. It's graded the same. Here, you would think, once again, everybody's blocked up. You've got one defender to beat. You would think that a really good running quarterback turns that corner pretty easily to pick up 1, maybe 2 yards to get the first down. But you see how Daniels puts in this stutter step right here? This is what I mean when I say he gets cocky. He's not running full speed. He's not, getting north and south. He gets cute. And that's a negative run. He costs himself the first down because he doesn't have the vision as a runner and he doesn't have the instincts as a runner. Right here, a little cute stutter step, but now you're behind the fucking curve. You're trying to beat them in a race to the corner, not be cute. He's not a good runner. He's a very great athlete. He's a very good straight line runner, but he's not a running quarterback. He's not a Mahomes or a Vic or a Lamar or anything like that. He's not a Josh Allen. Here, this is just staring down a read. Just staring down a read. Let's diagram it. Watch it one more time and diagram it. How did this pick happen? This is going to be some designer stuff right here. It's first down after you've just allowed a touchdown, so the Commanders are really trying to get the lead back. You've got some quick motion right here. Quick motion. Then you're going to have some real motion across the formation. Now you'll notice nobody has moved, which means we know it is zone. And it's also, again, Vic Fangio. We can be pretty sure it's cover 4 almost every snap. So as far as the routes being run, 14 is going to whip around on a wheel. Ertz is going to come out on a flat. McLaurin is going to run a love of the game route, just clearing people out on the streak. And then the primary intended designer route is going to be Noah Brown on this circle route. Okay, he's going to bend inside like he's running a veer towards the middle, and then he's going to curl it off slowly into kind of a corner, but like a looping corner. Now remember, it looks like cover 4 pre-snap, and it's Vic Fangio, so it almost certainly is cover 4. And this play is perfectly designed to thwart that. So, in cover 4, you have to have your outside corners cover whoever is going deepest on their side of the field. That means, once again, just like last time I diagrammed a play, Quinyon Mitchell is basically being taken completely out of it by Terry McLaurin. That leaves a gigantic pocket of open field to attack right here. right? Because Quinyon Mitchell is going to be having his back turned to the quarterback, sprinting as fast as he can with Terry McLaurin deep. Additionally, typically, this guy right here, Reed Blankenship, who's having a phenomenal season, used to be the butt of all my jokes. Now he's actually kind of good. He's supposed to be running deep as well. Because it's cover 4 and you've got so many people committed to covering deep, that means that the 3 guys you have at the second level, the linebacker level I call it often, they're going to be gathering towards the top of the screen. They're getting away from the play side. So Cooper DeJean, theoretically, if it was like cover 3, could drop right here and take away your circle route easily. But he's effectively out of the play too, because he's got to get to the middle of the field, just in case this tight end runs some kind of slant or something. That means, after you clean up all this mess, this should all be really, really simple and plain for Jayden Daniels. He should look off to the right side, look at the right side to pull Cooper DeJean away, to keep that safety deep, and then bang, hit with underneath leverage to the outside, Noah Brown right around the 43-yard line towards the sideline. Instead, the eyes are the gateway to the soul. I've heard many a girl say that in English class. Watch Reed Blankenship, right there, read Jayden Daniels' eyes. From Jump Street, right? Like, from the second the ball is snapped, he does the play action, which is also supposed to pull Blankenship away from the play. Daniels is staring down Noah Brown. Staring at him like a kid on cake. And Daniels throws the ball a little early. You'd like to wait a little bit. Daniels feels pressure and doesn't like it. Daniels stares down his man. And he leaves the ball inside. Let's watch the tight copy. Lots of motion, yada yada. Play action to the right. But look at the stripe on Daniel's helmet, right? The stripe tells you where the eyes are looking. And they never moved off Noah Brown for a second. He's supposed to use his eyes to manipulate that safety to open up the circle route. And instead, not only does he stare it down, but he throws behind. This ball needs to be on the outside shoulder. It needs to be over here. But instead, he leaves it inside, not only stopping Noah Brown and upsetting any ability to get yak that would have existed, but also keeping Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship in the play. And the white boy DBs get the pick, and that basically ends the game. After that, Eagles get a touchdown run. They're up 2 scores, 16. Sure, Jayden Daniels got a touchdown in garbage time when nobody was trying, but I don't think that that's actually helpful for grading a player and figuring out what he'll do going forward. The Eagles already won. Everybody knew it in the stadium. On the day, Jayden Daniels not only played terribly, getting a solid and resounding F grade, but he also displayed all of his deficiencies at once, right? The knocks that I had on him coming out were not accurate to the second level, can't throw into tight windows, doesn't read things, and that's the big one. Not a good processor pre-snap and a really bad one post-snap. Bad pocket management. When his eyes come down, they stay down. And his accuracy is just not very good. The Commanders have hidden a lot of that this year by installing a very, very creative, very good quick strike offense where Daniels doesn't have to sit, think, look, read what's going on. He just needs to get the snap and throw to the first player that he was told to throw to before he broke the huddle. That being said, I was a little bit surprised at how bad of a runner Jayden Daniels was, particularly in this game, but generally this season. He's had a couple big ones that he's broken off, but he hasn't been consistently scary as a runner. And it's not because he's too small. It's because he's not as efficient in space as I thought he would be. He doesn't use his full speed often. He's trying to modulate his speed, throttling up and down to juke people out, kind of like Lamar Jackson does, but he doesn't have it like that. It's not that he doesn't have the athleticism, it's that he doesn't have the vision. Um, yeah, downfield, he was a disaster today. 3 positive throws the entire game. No downfield, no deep attempts, rather. Uh, you know, 2 sacks that were his fault, a third that was arguably his fault, but we're going to be generous. Didn't move in the pocket like at all. Like at all. Really just a bad game. And I'm not even counting the fumble against him. And he did fumble on a fourth down. But we're going to be generous there too. It is week 11. Daniels has played 10 games. This game was terrible. Last week against Pittsburgh was terrible. 3 weeks ago against the Bears was pretty bad. Half of his season has been really bad. The Buccaneers game week 1 was terrible, but it was his first start, so let's not be harsh. I think maybe it's time for all those people who were attacking me for saying he would be a bust to apologize, because a few, not even great statistical, but just fun starts against really bad teams and really bad defenses doesn't exactly make a career. Jayden Daniels is a weapon. He's an NFL quarterback. He's just not a good starter. And I think that if he were to miss time and Marcus Mariota were to step in, I think the offense would improve because you got a veteran quarterback who can read a defense. And it's a really good offense, but you can only hide things for so long. And whereas at the beginning of the season, it looked unstoppable, the Cliff Kingsbury offense, because how do you stop the screens and the deep shots and the amazing running game? Well, when you take away the screens, the deep shots aren't as scary because Daniels isn't hitting them this year, only 30% accurate on deep attempts this year. And the run game, well, when you don't have a great offensive line, a good front four can thwart a run game. So what the Eagles and Steelers basically did was dare Jayden Daniels to pass. Go ahead and try. We're going to play deep. We are going to have a solid front four or front five, depending on the down. Throw between them. You can't. And he couldn't. I'm not going to say that one game against the Eagles and a second game against the Steelers makes a quarterback a terrible player in his rookie year. But when I evaluate his college tape and I say these are the weaknesses: pocket presence, processing, accuracy. And then in the NFL, he is struggling mightily because he has really, really bad pocket presence, processing, accuracy. It tends to support my original hypothesis, which is this guy does not have it. And my comp for him coming out was skinny Justin Fields. Frankly, a little insulting to Justin Fields' rushing ability. I didn't expect this. But the processing, the lack of accuracy, the inability to win in a nuanced drop back pass game, that's there. That's showing up in spades. So I'm not going to say I've been summarily proven right by Jayden Daniels, but I feel very confident that this time next year we'll be talking about, was Jayden Daniels a flash in the pan? Was Jayden Daniels a scheme merchant? Is Jayden Daniels a problem? Do the Commanders have a quarterback controversy? But again, that'll all pan out about a year from now. For his rookie season against this really weak schedule, because I really don't think the Commanders can lose more than 2 more games, against like the Saints, against the Giants, against terrible teams. They play the Eagles again. I think they'll lose that. But that's kind of it. In his rookie season against this weak schedule, I think he'll look fine-ish. He'll probably win Rookie of the Year because Drake May was not allowed to play for the first 5 games. Come playoff time, I will be putting a lot of money on this pumpkin, or this carriage rather, turning back into a pumpkin upon midnight. But until then, I'm just going to keep grinding film. All right, hasta.